All right, guys, so to help you out, I'm going to go on the hot seat here, and I'm going to field some questions today from the girls, try to give a guy's perspective, and hopefully we'll all learn something about women from doing this.
Okay, so I want to know, what do you think is like a number one mistake that girls do when they're in relationships?
I think the thing that turns me off is, and it probably like a girl feels the same way, is neediness. I just feel like it just lowers my interest so much that you just want to like run away. Like it's just, I can't, like I remember I was dating one girl and kind of like we talked about, we did hang out a little bit and I cut back just a little bit and she just got crazy about it and always called and wanted to know why I was doing this. And I wasn't doing it for any particular reason. And it was like just hearing her so upset that I did that, I was just like, I just feel like we need to take a little break, take some time to think about this, like why, like it pushed me away further. So I don't know, like neediness, it just like, I don't know if it's.
But do you like when a girl like needs you a little bit for
Oh, of course,
things?
absolutely. But if I feel like I'm hurting her because I can't give her enough of my time, like I'm an affectionate person, I'll give my time, then it's like I almost want to run away because it's like I'm hurting you both ways. Like I'm not giving you enough and yet, you know, you're still upset and it almost, you know, sets me off a little bit.
Okay, I have a question. Do you think it bothers guys if like their girlfriend makes more money than them or has like a better career than they do?
I mean, I can't speak for any guy, but I would really like it because I think it's more money for both of us and I could think of all the things we could do. We could get a house here, an apartment in the city. So, you know, my girl makes pretty good money and I like it. I mean,
I feel like some guys probably self-conscious about it maybe.
I totally agree with Chris, and I've dated women who did make a lot more money than me, and it is, I like, bring it on.
Yeah.
yeah, bring on the
It's
money.
great. I have
It's
no,
like-
yeah.
It's like dating up.
If
Marrying
I-
up.
Yeah.
If I was flipping burgers, maybe I'd feel self-conscious, but,
Well, that's the thing. I think if a guy, if you're doing your thing and you're, like we said, passionate about what you're doing, you're happy, you're not going to be mad somebody's doing something else. You're not going to kind of hate on that. You're going to think it's great. If you're not doing anything with your life and this girl's successful and she's doing all these fun things, you might be, you know, secretly jealous of that, I think.
That makes sense.
So guys, you know, get your life in order and do something you love.
Okay, I have another one. Why do some guys feel like they think the way they think, they are who they are, and that's that? Like I feel like that guys are not always down to compromise as much as girls are. Like they're like, well, this is how I am, take it or leave it. And I would never say something like that. Like, would you?
No, and it's like giving ultimatums too.
Yeah, they're like, this is who I am, this is how I think, I've always been like this, whatever.
So I guess why do you think guys take that?
I think they're feeling attacked. I think they're feeling attacked because I think people do want to compromise. I know I like to compromise. I love it when everyone's feeling good. Like it's like a fair deal, not someone's getting the better of somebody. But if a guy feels attacked, like when you're bringing that up, I think that's probably what's going on. So it's like you buckle down, like, no, I'm not going to change. This is how I am, you know, and that's that kind of thing. So that could be one of the reasons. Anytime someone's being that strict and like that, it's probably because they're feeling like someone's like attacking them.
Do you have another one? I have a question. What do you do? I'm just.
That's a think of one.
What do you do in your own relationship to like keep the spark alive?
Yeah, I mean, I do a few things. I mean, I definitely try to remember that, like, I'll think of a woman's interest level as like a score, like from 0 to 100. So I'll always want to keep that interest high. Like, I won't want to do things to kind of lower her interest. Like, I'll even think like, well, if I do this, not that I'm like supplicating, like doing anything to make her happy, but it's like, you know what, if I argue about this stupid thing, it's just going to lower her interest a little bit. So I think of it as like every day I want to keep this attraction alive. Like, it's like a feeling, it's a magical thing and it can go away. That's the thing, like girls say, like they wake up one day, like, I just don't feel the same way. I just don't think you should take that feeling for granted because it's so mysterious what goes into it. And when it's gone, it's gone. It's not like you could just say, oh, let me feel attraction for him again. You can't. It's like you could want to get it back. You might even want in your heart, like, oh, I like this guy. I just want to get that attraction back. And he just kind of killed it. So it's like just realizing that it's a special thing, it's kind of a magical thing, and that you can do things to control it. I kind of keep that mindset all the time.
Okay, so this is like a two-part question.
Part
Jeez. No, I'm saying like this one coming.
Oh, the new ones are too funny.
So do you think guys and girls could legitimately be friends? And is it like, do you care if should you care if your significant other is hanging out with their guy friends or their girlfriends?
Good one.
Oh, wait, let's do one at a time.
Okay, but like, how do you handle?
Let's do the first one. For me personally, I only really had one female friend that would, like, I really consider a friend. I did not want to sleep with at all. Not anything bad about her. Some people might have found her attractive. I didn't at all. She was so funny, so cool to hang out with. That was like a friend. Like this was my friend. Not that I don't have female friends, like, but you know, most women you either want to sleep with or you see from time to time. I'm not gonna be hanging out with like a hot girl that I really like as my best buddy every day. I don't know. That's been my life, so I don't know. What was that? Was the part of the question?
And then I was saying like,
How would you feel about your girl hanging out with guys that are friends?
Because
They're
a lot
friends.
of girls have
Guy friends.
a lot of girls have more guy friends than guys have more girlfriends.
Right. I think guys think obviously every guy wants to bang you. So like he's too scared or he's waiting to make his move or but my feeling would be if this guy waited that long, the girl's probably not attracted to him because he's probably in the friend
Were you
zone.
totally comfortable with like your girl? I'm not even saying in this relationship, like in general in life, like were you always comfortable with your girlfriend hanging out with her guy friends?
I think it would vary. I think, it's not one of the,
Situational.
situational. I think we all get jealous and stuff. I don't think to the point where I'd go crazy about it,
I
but
just think men are more territorial.
you'd be like, who is
so
this?
it's
Who
like,
is this dude?
mine,
Especially if he's
you
new.
can't share.
But if he's been around a while, like you'd be like, in my mind it would be like, this guy hasn't done anything. He's probably not too attractive of a guy. Like a real threat would have done something already,
And how about if your exes, but long ago exes, are just your friends now because you've kept in contact and there's not any more romantic feelings, no sexual feelings,
Right.
they're your friends.
Right.
How do you get your significant other to be okay with you hanging out with an ex?
Well, if I look at my own life, like one of my first exes, I just like as a person, and I run into her from time to time. I like to see her. Then I have girlfriends that I have no contact with at all. Not that I hate them, I just don't, it ended and there's nothing to
Right.
talk about, so I see what you're saying. Like a girl like that, I wouldn't want someone to be jealous that if I saw them, I'd hang out with them, I'd grab a beer. Like we used to date, isn't that crazy? Like, I don't know what makes the difference between the bad breakup where it's like you never talk again and the like, yeah, I'd love to like kind of talk with you and stuff, but I guess it depends how it ended. If you broke up with him, then I think it's okay because then I'm thinking in my mind, this is probably not going to get back together. You look at him a different way, but if he broke your heart and you're like, oh, I still want to kind of hang out with him, like I'd be a little suspicious. Because I feel like even if you're better than a person, if they break up with you, it's always like, they broke up with me. Like,
does she
you
still
need to
want
get them
them,
back. Like, they're
or-
cooler than
yeah.
me, even if they're not.
You broke up with them, like if I broke up with them a long time ago, then it's kind of like, well, she obviously doesn't want him.
Right, exactly. But you'd still like to pal around with them, and isn't it
Right,
crazy
it's
we used to
friends,
date? But
yeah.
it's like, if he broke your heart, you're always thinking like, even if you are better than that guy, you're gonna think like, I gotta make up for this. Like, how dare he break up with me? Like, so.
That makes sense. Okay, I have a question. In a relationship, like let's say you've been together a few years, like so things are a little bit more mellow and you do things that make it exciting but not as often. Like what's something sexy that a girlfriend can say or do? Like something that's just different and just like you'd be really excited about.
Are you talking about like sexual stuff or just
Either
taking?
just like saying something that you'd be like, yeah, kind of sexual.
I don't know. I haven't really run into that issue as much. I mean, I don't know.
So
I'm
like
trying to
your girlfriend maybe texts you right now and she's like trying to be flirty and like something like what's something that's gonna be like ooh, you're gonna be like huh.
I don't know. You stumped me on that one. You got
Maybe
me.
you don't want to share it.
I would say variety. Like if she did something that we don't do often or that we, I know. Let's start over. I would say variety. Like if she did something, like if she never sends me dirty talk texts, and
then she did.
and then like once a year on my birthday, like, every so often she was like, I want to lick your body, you know,
Right.
it's a terrible, dirty text, but more specific and better written.
Like, what I think that our issue, I mean, this doesn't pertain to guys as much, but an issue that we run into is that the modeling stuff that we do happens to be very sexy. So when we
Make
want to
something
send
unique. It's
like
so hard.
a photo to our significant other, it's hard because to top what we've
Already done, right?
With
or
professional
already-
lights and cameras
Yeah,
and everything. Like
I just
Yeah.
find it always like a challenge to like beat something
with something
that,
unique that like
yeah.
girls that I guess are already kind of free-spirited and out there. It's like something like maybe it's like, hey, I picked up your favorite beer, and they're like, oh, she's so hot.
Yeah, that would be one. Like that, yeah,
You
little
know, maybe
things
it's
like
something
that.
that's not
That's what I would
like totally
That's
sexy.
probably my favorite.
Mine is a weird thing. My girl just like, she knows a little bit about anything. Like any little issue I have or kind of, even if it's something so small, like she at least has an opinion on or tries to like
Right.
figure out a way. Like, I can't even give you like an example of anything. Even like, oh, I need to print this out. I have no idea how to do this. Or like, I hurt myself. Like, yeah, she has like, she's
like, I got
knows all these
this.
things. Yeah, she,
I know this. I got
yeah,
this.
it's like
You're
comforting
oh.
to know that. It's like just little stuff like that.
That makes sense. It's not so overtly sexy. It's just that she can do these little things for you, and it just
Right.
makes that stand out.
I don't know why that stuff wouldn't excite me too much, like a dirty text. Like, I'd be like, all right, cool. Like, I don't know, because, you know, we're pretty sexual with each other, so I wouldn't be like, oh, holy cow, a text.
Yeah, like it would be like me
Yeah.
sending
Like a
my
picture,
boyfriend
she's
a topless
naked, like,
picture. I'd be
yeah, I've seen her naked, like, you know, all right, cool, a picture of you naked,
Right.
you know, so I
Can
don't
I
know.
make two suggestions? Like one is like if you're a free spirit, he's used to that, and he's used to you dressing sexy. Come in like the least sexy, most conservative, like you're a lawyer with glasses
And
and,
then
hair
strip
up.
it off.
No, and make him like work for it. And the other thing, I mean, this is like obvious, but like, just don't have sex with him for 3.5 weeks. And at the end of that,
Oh, I
people
couldn't
want
do
you
that.
so bad.
He would dump me, I think. I would dump me.
I would dump you.
You would dump me because I'm not cuddly.
Yeah. No cuddling and no sex.
What am I good for?
All right, we got anything else?
We asked like good questions. I feel.
I don't know.
Anything, go deep.
Oh wait, I had like a random one.
All right.
Okay, so like you're going out with your girl and she's dressed really sexy and getting a lot of attention. Like how do you handle that?
Well, I think if it's just male attention towards her, that's not her fault. I think that's great. You would take that as a compliment. Like I said, that can really make the sex really good because it's like you feel like, wow, this is mine. You get all excited. Everything starts flowing. So I call like make jealousy your bitch. Like use it to your advantage. Like that could be great. Now, if your girl is always flirting, like we said, going over the line with other guys, now that's kind of like a different thing. Like, and I think I've reacted differently all the time. Like I've had a girl once that like, you know, she was like, we were placed with dancing, and then she was dancing with the guy, and the guy was obviously good with women, like he was doing all this stuff with her. And like sometimes I let stuff slide, but sometimes I'm like, no, like I'm not gonna go overboard, but I'm not letting this slide. Like I'm not gonna always pretend like, oh, I'm so cool. I don't care, my girl does anything. Like, you know, there's times where I'm like, no, that's
Right.
not cool. Like, let's get out of
You can't
here.
be like, I'm gonna go dance with this guy. Be like,
Right.
wait a
You know,
minute.
it wasn't she was doing anything, but the guy was kind of putting on the moves, and she wasn't
Right.
stopping it. So it was like, no, that's not cool. I'm not going to sit here with my buddies and pretend like, yo, dude, I don't care. Like, she's doing that. So I don't think you should have one theory, like, I don't care or blow up at every little thing. I think you got to take it kind of case by case.